changing of the seasons brings with it a sense of anticipation. We can feel it, sense it, smell it in the air. As the leaves exchange their lush green for bright gold and red, our focus turns to the 6 months ahead. Slates are wiped clean, but the goals and expectations of winning a national title remain the same. Each day will deliver a new form of adversity, but we have the ability to meet it head-on and overcome challenges. Some people believe in fate, that our future is predetermined. I believe in choices. We can accept mediocrity or decide to reach beyond our capabilities. Drop the weight or push through another rep. Sleep in or rise early. Slow down or sprint another 100 yards. Stop wrestling or embrace the grind. The smallest choices we make now will ultimately shape a large part of the future. It's all about choices, and that's the beauty of it. The season has arrived.
This is what we trained for like 8-9 months, right? Get back here to get this thing started, right? That's what we're here for. I mean, we spent stuff in the summer, we lifted weights, we run, now we get a chance to perform. That's the key, is to go out there and to perform. Irregardless of making weight, it don't make a difference. It makes no difference what you feel like, okay? The only thing that counts is what you do. That's it. There is an expectation of you as a Minnesota wrestler, right? Every situation, hustle. And you'll be amazed at where it'll go, right? You go out there and wrestle as hard as you can. You set the pace, and then you keep the pace. And you just keep on them and on them and on, you know?
She's climbed up to my window. There's no one around where you'd be alone. You should take a chance at something greater. Greater than you have ever known. It's more than a dream. I need you to say, a place where no one seems to sleep. It's more than a dream. I need you to say, we'll fly away to Neverland. Maybe we'll never land. Just take my shaking and fly away. Take my hand. I think that you should climb into my window. You can come join me in my dreams. With me tonight until the sunrise. Hope that we never wake up again. It's more than a dream. I need you to say, a place where no one seems to sleep. You know it's more than a dream between you and me. Fly away. Neverland, maybe we'll never land. Just take my shaking and fly away to Neverland. Maybe we'll never land. Just take my hand. Fly away to Neverland. Maybe we'll never land. Just take my shaking and fly away to Neverland. Maybe we'll never land. Just take my hand. Thoughts. If you wanna fly, think of happy thoughts.
Everything about my life is about winning a national championship.
And that's Kid Dynamite right there.
I want people to say that Kyle Dake was the greatest of all time. He was the best wrestler to ever step on the mat.
I don't know if I've ever seen anyone with that type of will. He imposes it on everybody that he wrestles.
He was already prepared before he steps on any mat, wrestling any opponent at any time.
I want to dominate everyone, and I want to show that no one really has a chance.
Dake has become the first freshman at Cornell to win an NCAA title. Kyle Dake, a two-time national champion.
6 minutes and 17 seconds of riding time. Went out, got that early takedown, and rode the crap out of him. That was our job.
For the first time ever, we've got a national champion in 3 different weight classes. Kyle Dake has done it again.
Pressure is really what you put on yourself. It's not like a physical thing that pressure is. If it's not really real, why would you put it on yourself and make it harder for you?
Witness history. For the first time ever, we have a 4-time champ in 4 different weight classes. Kyle Dake.
Able to prove himself time and time again as to why he was the best.
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him, but fuck him, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Tox picking it up. Let's go.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still leaving him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him cause he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, now the picture connects. Never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote. His will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds. The skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% beer, be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would've thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the Crystal Method, name of the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. Ryu had the stupidest verse, this dude is the truth. Now everybody giving them guest spots and stocks through the roof. I heard we're off with that stock.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
They call him Ryu, he's sick and he's spitting fire and Mike got him out the dryer, he's hot. Found him in Fort Minor with top, but he up a nihilist porcupine. He's a prick, he's a cockpit type. Women wanna be with him, rappers hope he gets shot. 8 years in the making, patiently waiting to blow. Now the record with your notice taking over the globe. He's got a partner in crime, this shit equally dope. You won't believe the kind of shit that comes out of this kid's throat.
I want to be the best in the world. I want to go to Worlds and win gold. I want to go to Seoul. Win gold.
Good. Mark, we as a nation have failed to honor you. I want to see this country soar again.
What's he get out of all this? Me winning. America winning. This is more than just some piece of metal.
It's about what the metal represents, the virtues it requires to attain it.
That guy that has a lot of belief, he's got unbelievable work ethic. His belief matches his work ethic, and that's where he separates himself.
You know, right now he's got a world title under his belt, an Olympic champion. He's undefeated through his first 2 years of competition. If he wins this, I think you get into legendary status. Especially with the sport. I mean, obviously 2 world championships and a gold medalist, Olympic gold medalist is phenomenal. If you're able to do that with the screw in your foot 3 weeks prior, then holy cow, that takes it up to a whole nother, that takes it to legendary status.
I didn't tell anyone. We kept it secret for a long time, but I broke my ankle in training camp. I've wrestled live once since August 22nd. Broke my ankle August 22nd, had surgery August 23rd. Took a couple weeks off, just rode the bike every day, lifted every day, climbed ropes every day, did pull-ups every day. And this is just a testimony of how powerful God is, man, because I didn't do this all on my own. There's no way I could have. I remember just 4 weeks ago, I was laid up in a hospital bed, going into surgery, walking around with crutches and a boot. So this is just definitely the biggest victory of my career right here.
it's not going to be enough. And Jordan Burroughs, the world champion from Istanbul last year, is now Olympic champion.
No other sport teaches young men and now young women discipline, self-reliance, fitness, nutrition, the true meaning of you're only hurting yourself. That never happens in any other sport more than it does in wrestling. There is no payoff to a wrestler. That's what separates a wrestler from the pack. That's why wrestlers have chips on their shoulders. That's why they're spitting in cups trying to cut weight, because they're doing work. And I remember my wrestling coach, Jim Sauer, used to say, basketball is a game, football is a game. What we're doing here is life. Try to get your 15-year-old son to clean his room. Try that. Now I want you to get that same kid and tell him he can only eat chicken breasts and spinach, and every once in a while gorge himself on some fruit, and get up when it's dark out and run 5 miles before school. And then when he's at school, he's going to stay at school, go to a wrestling room and grind it out. It's an amazing sport. It's the purest sport. It's the solo sport. It's a monastic life, the life of a wrestler, running alone, working with a team certainly, but working within that team structure, you are crushing it every day. You are testing yourself. And when you get uncomfortable, when you get exhausted, that's when you got to push through. It is life itself. When you are in a wrestling room and you're exhausted and you feel like you're going to throw up, there's still a guy trying to take your legs out. And I got news for you, America. We live in a world. If you go to a job, someone at your job is trying to take your legs out. It's the most indicative sport of what you go through on a daily basis. Wrestling is the only sport that really gets to the core of the actual man, and the IOC is going to take it from you. The reason you wrestle in high school is to get a scholarship to wrestle in college, and the reason you want to be so great at college is the payoff. Olympic gold. It's a sport where there is never money involved. And we talk about guaranteed contracts. We talk about how the unions are ruining the sports. You know what wrestlers are doing when all that is happening? Working. Working harder than you and I ever know what work is. We were degenerates. We were bad kids. And because we got in a wrestling room and a guy taught us a bunch of takedowns and a way to defend ourselves, we had purpose. We had direction. We had focus, which became uber focus, which became hyper focus. Wrestling is the single greatest, most important thing that had ever happened to me in my entire life. Hey, I weigh 140 pounds. You weigh 140 pounds. We know the exact same moves. We train the most. But who trained the most when nobody was looking? That's the guy that's going to squeeze out a 3-2 win. You cannot take wrestling from us.